and multiple mid lane champs here, Kassadin, Fizz, and Twisted Fate. Now they have to choose. Do we leave Kassadin open, even though... Actually, they could leave Kassadin open because Millennium, they don't play Kassadin. They normally ban it themselves, even though they're blue side. So if Kassadin is left open here, it might actually mean Copenhagen Wolves can take it.
We'll see how that one works out. Braum was taken away. Millennium...
ban the Kassadin.
going to ban Kassadin, so...
TF probably
last
from Copenhagen Wolves.
No, Twisted Fate is open then, so Aatrox was banned away. Interesting, taking that one away. It means Gragas is out there, every single jungler's out there. Big choice of mid laners. There's a lot of pressure on Millennium, and it means generally it is going to be a least sin for Kottenx, so they're favoring that one over all of the mid lane champion choices.
I wonder if Soren actually plays TF. Millennium put a lot of focus here on getting their jungler, give away Gragas. He's been a top pick now for all the top laners, and Twisted Fate. So two of the best picks when it comes to top lane and mid lane, just by the fact you get Lee Sin here. So Kottenx, you better make some plays. Yeah,
this is going to be an interesting match already. The Wolves trying to see if they can open something up. What will Millennium choose, of course? That the new, generally, they were going to be able to see that. We just heard Zaza saying Maokai potentially the second best pick in that top lane. I wonder if we see that. Corki counter could be good. It's worked well for Creaton. The few times he played it, it's got incredible stats on it, honestly.
Yeah, been very, very strong, and he likes to play it with Jree, who loves to play Leona, and you just have this lane where you constantly proc the passive as well, and you have a lot of all-in damage. So been a very good pick for him, and the fact that Copenhagen Wolves didn't either ban it, because again, they only had 2 bans, so didn't early pick it, should mean Creaton will be happy. Woolite should actually also be the AD carry who is the least affected by the fact Lucian is disabled. He only played it 5 times. He also has Twitch 5 games, and Tristana could be a good pick for him.
Tristana would be an interesting pick. Brokenshard played Jarvan last week to great effect, turning a number of ganks around basically in their favor. But for Creaton, sorry, we talked about those incredible Corki stats. 27 kills, 2 deaths, 28 assists. That is an incredible KDA.
It's fantasy points.
That is a lot of fantasy points.
It's a very, very good stats for him. Blitzcrank from Mr. Jree. He did play it before, and he's the guy to really play Blitzcrank here in
It's a tricky one against the Tristana though. I mean, he's just going to pounce straight away.
Well, the good thing is you can actually stop him midair while he jumps. Also with your knock-up, so it could be a counter to Tristana. If you do get in close, he tries to jump away. You just knock him in the air.
Hello!
Faker, faker, faker.
So, where is this going?
Mid lane.
It's a mid lane.
Yasuo top lane, Zilean mid lane.
Interesting, interesting. So Kevin fancying himself as the Yasuo, and as we saw Faker playing Zilean just the other day, despite getting knocked out of the OGN, it worked out great success. It was the only game that SK Telecom T1K won, and with Faker on that Zilean. Let's see if Kerp can react with his trackball and see if that works out for them.
A lot of mid-game focus here by Millennium.
Yeah.
Corki, very, very strong in the mid-game. Zilean, very strong in the mid-game. Also in the early game. But late game-wise, they do have Yasuo, who's strong in the late game, but still, the Copenhagen Wolves lineup look very, very good if you look towards the late game here. So I think Millennium needs to make sure they can close the game before someone like Woolite gets his 4, 5, 6 items, and he will become an absolute monster, and the same can be said about Soren in the mid lane.
So knock-up potential works well for Kevin in that lineup as well. Looks like it will be a Blitzcrank for Unlimited here. Interesting. So it's worked well. Jree knows exactly what it's about, and it's all about Hook City between the two supports. See if they can hook each other. Interesting picks from these two teams. I feel this could be a bit of a wild ride, this game.
Yeah, we could definitely see a lot of action early on. Millennium, they need to force some fights here. They have a very, very good mid-game comp, and they have a lot of knock-ups as well for Kevin to try and set up his ult. And Copenhagen Wolves, a lot of pick potential because you have Twisted Fate, because you have Blitzcrank, and even Jarvan to help set it up. So a lot of ways they can set up kills here and force team fights or force ganks with Soren going down, land hook from Unlimited, and TF joins in. You're dead in this bottom lane. There's no way out, unless, of course, everyone from Millennium is just waiting, but probably won't happen.
It's amazing how much the pick and ban phase does open up sometimes. With just that one ban going away, it opens up all sorts of possibilities. Of course, we'll see how this one turns out for these two teams. Of course, now that we know the lineups, who do you think will take this one? Tweet us #MILWin or #CWWin to @LOL Esports. We'll see who you think came out ahead.
This could be a very painful lane for Soren early on Twisted Fate against the Zilean. So annoying in, bomb your face, walk away, and it's so hard to deal with. but late game-wise, he should be stronger. So it's important for Millennium. They do get these early mid-game team fights. Before Zilean, when it comes to real late game points, your damage kind of falls off and you become more of a support. But still, if you get a good start, you can kind of kickstart yourself towards the first few items.
One thing I would point out, though, he can't stop Twisted Fate getting away.
True.
He can't stop that Destiny.
Put a bomb in his face.
You could put a bomb on him. He's going to turn up with Destiny with a bomb on his head.
Yeah.
But he can't stop him.
No. True, he can't stop him, but should be able to at least bully him in the laning phase and try and deny some farm here.
Oh, we'll see how this one works out, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of Week 10 underway. Millennium up against the Copenhagen Wolves. The Wolves, of course, just seen Gambit going out of the playoffs. The Wolves themselves are chasing the likes of Millennium and Rockout and SK down at the lower mid-tables. Can they get themselves into the playoffs? They have a slightly higher percentage, of course. They have a couple more wins than Gambit had. Their destiny is very much in their own hands.
Ooh, Kevin here, YoungBuck, spitting him out. Now, Unlimited is waiting nearby as Blitzcrank if Kevin decides to stay around, but Soren in the mid lane. Ghost Flash, it's what we normally see on a TF. It's very, very strong for ganking potential, very strong late game, but it makes you slightly weaker in the early game in the laning phase, and now with a Flask as well. Yes, you got some extra sustain, but you're very, very squishy. 2 bombs from Kerp and an Ignite, you might be forced out of the lane.
Could be all she wrote, and of course if Kottenx can get onto you as well, it's going to be big problems. So we'll see how this one works out at the moment. It seems that the top lane blue buff is probably where Kottenx is going to start. We are seeing the red buff start for Brokenshard almost certainly. He's waiting up around there. We're going to wait seeing the duo lane though of Woolite and Unlimited currently in the mid lane. So is this going to be a mid lane pairing, or will they rotate down towards the bottom? They are going to go bottom.
They were just waiting to see if Millennium wanted to either invade into the jungle or if Millennium was swapping around with Kevin up in his top lane. They did see him actually stay, and therefore they now move down to get there. The 2-on-2 lanes. And Tristana is a very good laner, but so is Corki. So it's going to be a lot about the hooks here from the 2 supports.
Well, this is the trade that I was wondering, because I'm
look at the damage already.
Pretty sure to go in and get one of those stun cards down, you have to be in range of Kerp to put that bomb on your head. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Every single time it's off cooldown, and you can see he's already just bullying away. It's one of the most annoying things, because as soon as that bomb's on your head, you know you can't do anything about it.
Yep. Nothing worse. And what you need to do is, of course, run to your teammates so they also get hit by the damage.
Standard
just to send a message and show you're the guy in control.
I'm not sure that's the exact way you should go about it, but thanks for promoting that style. So, level 2 hit for both mid laners, looking like Kerp may well keep himself good style of pressure. This one, I'm interested to see how the hell this is going to work out. Kevin on Yasuo in this top lane, coming against YoungBuck, who, honestly, on Gragas, is favored to be the #1 top laner right now.
And we actually seen this matchup in the mid lane, where Yasuo can farm really well in the laning phase against Gragas, but Gragas is the guy who can set up potential kills either by himself, or if Brokenshard joins in and you are level 6 on Gragas, you just knock Kevin back, and it's very hard for him to get away. Seems just for now, Kevin is doing well in the laning phase, but both of them actually farming pretty evenly, and we need to see what happens later on. Of course, it was a mid lane matchup, still the same champions, different players.
Double buffed up Kottenx, looking to try and make some plays here, moving in towards the jungle area. Brokenshard himself is there. It's the top lane he's heading towards, though. He's going to try and get around the backside of YoungBuck, who is unawares right now. He's going to come around. He should be able to get in. It's a good knockup from Kevin. Comes around the side. Doesn't get a great deal of damage, though. The body slam does get himself away.
But notice the way Kevin positioned himself. As soon as he jumps towards YoungBuck, he moves behind him so he can just body slam away from him. He's forced to flash body slam. It's a very good setup by Kevin to force the summoner away from Mr. YoungBuck. Now just staying here up in this lane, even though Brokenshard just showed himself with the ward.
Yeah, Kevin getting vision of that ward, knows that the jungler is in the top lane. It gives the safety towards the bottom lane, who is honestly under a little bit of pressure here. It's keeping even in farm though. And to be fair, you would expect that one between a Corki and a Tristana. Of course, Tristana will get his longer range as the game goes on, but we're only at the level 3 stage right now. It doesn't seem we've had too much early aggression between these two, despite them both having hooks.
Tristana normally will always push the lane due to explosive shot and just keep pushing it in, We've seen over in NA where they go static shift first item, walk back down to the lane and just constantly push it, take the tower, go mid lane, do the same thing, keep farming the jungle camps as well, and then skyrocket towards your Infinity Edge and get your 2 items, which is your first power spike as Tristana. Need to see if Woolite wants to do the same. For now, he's just happy farming both supports. Staying behind the minions, nobody really looking for anything.
Very passive play from the 2 lanes. Brokenshard, he's looking to make a play. Slides in, flag and drag on Kerp. He comes quickly around. Still only level 4, remember. No ultimate available for either of these. Kottenx now taking a lot of damage. Has to flash away. Stun guard, no. Safeguard isn't available. No. He gets caught away.
One more.
Oh, Soren, can he pull the yellow? Yes, he can. Flag and drag comes through. It's a double kill for SorrenXD.
So Kerp here, he tried to flash over to Kottenx to get him to join the fight, but Brokenshard was already part of everything here, did so much damage to Kerp, he was very low. Kottenx was left by himself against 2 members from Copenhagen Wolves, and they just get a double kill going towards the dragon as well here. Only the dual lane from Millennium nearby to try and stop it. We'll probably just ward it and get the timer.
Yeah, that's all they can do here. Not going to get too close. Or are they? The hook comes in, a double hook actually, Unlimited catching out there. There's the dragon going down, and the Wolves with a hot start here against Millennium.
Perfect start. The funny thing is, Brokenshard is the jungler in Europe who absolutely loves Jarvan the most. He really thinks Jarvan can dual Lee Sin easily in these early stages. We just saw it before here. He did a lot of damage to Kottenx, but it was mainly because Kerp was forced out of the fight instantly, and then Kottenx went in by himself in a 1v2, and of course nothing he could do. But Brokenshard is the guy who often talks about how Jarvan is such a good jungler, and definitely up amongst the top junglers.
Absolutely, in the moment though, Kevin keeping that pressure on YoungBuck, has himself gaining a little bit of an advantage, but we'll see where that 2 kills can go. You can already see the advantages built in items. Almost got that Fiends complete. Just 900 gold is all he requires for that one. Meanwhile, triple Doran's ring was picked up by Kerp. Hook on Unlimited. They've got the jungle support this time around. Creaton comes in, Kottenx on towards him, but Unlimited just honks his horn and drives away with overdrive.
Heal was used by Woolite just to make sure Unlimited could get away here. Now Copenhagen was just going to pick up the farm they can. Creaton and Jree, actually just in general being a very passive bottom lane. Saw the action in mid lane, we've seen a gang up in the top lane. But for now, just been slow farming. Soren though is level 6, looking towards the top lane, where Kevin, Trollface, is already gone.
Yeah, to expect something there. Kevin himself goes back, gets himself that Zeal, Static Shiv, first item looking like for Kevin. Meanwhile, YoungBuck yet to go back. We do see Kevin again starting to be a bit more aggressive, get some good poke on towards him, make sure he does go back to base. It's explosive cast being used there, but that's on a very short cooldown, as you all know. So Brokenshard got himself the red buff. We'll keep track of him to see if he wants to look for any kills. Just about to hit level 6. Speaking of level 6, Soren taking a big blast from Kerp this time around.
Yeah, nice little trick on Zilean. If he's standing next to a minion, you just double bomb the minion. You get instant damage for both bombs. And you saw Soren here get hit by both of them. Taking a lot of damage, but still has the flash to try and sustain back. And will, or should be looking for a gank here soon. His ulti is still ready. He wanted to go top lane. Kevin was already gone. Now just been staying in his lane against Kerp. But Kerp is actually, because he's playing Zilean, he's a champion who can roam between lanes fairly easily because of his speed up with his E. And then try and join it if Soren TPs him.
That didn't work.
Nope.
Blue buff. Accidentally, I think Soren being a little bit cocky there, just thrown out the cards, not needed it, and went a little bit early there. And Brokenshard ends up with the blue buff. So Kerp gets himself the blue buff. We'll have a slight advantage, you feel, maybe with that blue buff. We'll see whether it works out with them cooldowns on those bombs. Brokenshard, of course, could come around and get himself another gank on towards him. Kerp being a little bit more cautious this time around.
So Kottenx up in his top lane here. Kevin want to try and set it up. No knock-up for him yet. And YoungBuck is already pretty tanky, only building towards the Rod of Ages, which is Gragas himself is just both fat and tanky.
Well, he loves to chug down that beer, and that's exactly what he's doing. We are going to see Kottenx going up towards him. Flash, easily used from YoungBuck, quickly gets away from that one.
I want to see what Kerp actually wants to build in his mid lane. Triple Dorns, because he died, he wanted their early dominance in his laning phase, so just get instant combat stats. We saw Faker build tier into Athenes, and he upgraded the tier afterwards. I've seen straight death cap Zilean, if you just like crazy damage but you have no mana regions, so it's not ideal because you can't do longer fights and you can't really poke. It's just all in damage and then you're pretty much done. So I would expect him to go towards the Fiends, but the triple Dorns will slow him down a little bit.
double bomb on towards him. It's just annoying when you can get that damage down so quickly and you can't react to it at all. You just got to accept it. Woolite hooked in there. Creaton's going to give us some good damage away, but again, you can just rocket jump away from there. SorrenXD pops out that Destiny. He's coming in towards the top. It's Kevin that focuses on, gets the flash stun on towards him. Flag and drag, bouncing in. A Brokenshard gets himself a kill.
Everything invested into getting this kill here for Copenhagen. They're going to push it down. Kottenx is in this mid lane, so Soren will run back, try and wave clear, maybe trade tower for tower here.
Well, they're going to push it as hard as they can, Kottenx and Kerp.
It's mid tower.
I think they should be able to get this one down. They will trade for the top tower, I expect here. But 3 kills for the Wolves, and it's a very good opening lane phase for them. I don't think YoungBuck is going to get this tower.
Now, there's no teleport on Kevin, so he needs to run. He needs the next minion wave to arrive here from YoungBuck. Won't be there in time, so he's forced to go to back away from the tower at least. So Millennium respond with the mid tower, even though Copenhagen's got a kill in this top lane. So actually worth it for Millennium.
It does open up the map a little bit for both mid laners. We'll see how they deal with that one. Of course, Destiny was used, but it's a pretty quick cooldown. Kerp himself is going to look to get involved, and we shouldn't underestimate, of course, the ultimate that Kerp will have now when it comes to the team fights. It's going to be a big deal breaker maybe if it's used on the right target.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to use it on the right target because there's no real tank on the side of Millennium. Yes, Connect will build some tankiness, and Woolite getting hooked again.
Another great hook. This time he goes for it, and again a rocket jump away from Woolite puts him to safety. Valkyrie was not used by Creaton to close the gap.
But Jree, he needs to delay his flay here and wait for the jump from Woolite, and then he flays, stops him from jumping away and force him straight into the box or to flash away. He's flaying way too soon. Land the hook, go in, wait a second, and then once Woolite starts jumping, you flay. Do the same thing against Caitlyn. When she tries to net away, you will stop her, and therefore force a flash.
Well, 3 members of Millennium closing down, now make that 4, all move into the tower. Kerp's going to come around straight towards the bush where Brokenshard is lying in wait. They know he's there. Though Dragon's up, they see Brokenshard comes around the corner, gets a quick bomb. They're going to force him away. Millennium go for the Dragon. Well, we do see Copenhagen Wolves, they're moving for this. They may be a little bit too slow though.
There's a lot of damage on Kerp here with the large rod. He might actually go for the death cap build, but let's see. Millennium on the Dragon. TP coming in for both top laners.
They're going to come and join the fight here. Unlimited's going to get the focus. Jree taken very low. He's tanking the Dragon actually right now. The Dragon on towards him. Creaton gets singled out there. There's going to be the ultimate use coming out from Kerp. It saves the day for the jungler, but Copenhagen Wolves are coming out so well in this fight. They get themselves 2 kills for 1. I think the Dragon also went across that Millennium. They managed to react on that one. They also pulled Kerp, so technically they got 3 kills. But nonetheless, 2 is only going on the board.
Kottenx never managed to actually get his ulti off, so he couldn't set up an ulti for Kevin. None of them were used in the fight if you look at both Kevin and Kottenx at the moment. So not a good fight by Millennium, but they did get the Dragon. We'll lose the mid tower, however. So definitely in favor of Copenhagen Wolves.
It's honestly a tricky, dangerous position for Millennium to be in that pit. When there's a Gragas on the opposite side, Explosive Cast can just burst him all straight down. He's Unlimited, comes straight in, silences as many as he can as well.
Notice here, Kevin TPing behind, Kottenx goes in, but he gets knocked up, and then he dies with the ulti from Kerp. So he didn't get any knock up. Kevin couldn't use his ult a single time in this fight, and therefore Copenhagen Wolves can clean it up, take mid tower. And we did see an issue for Millennium. When you don't have a tank, I know we're very early on in the game, but we saw how squishy they were in these fights. Kottenx went in, instantly just dropped, and had to get the ulti from Kerp, got back up here, got the Dragon, and managed to jump the wall at least. But no tank or nobody from Millennium who can actually take any damage at this point of the game.
It's not just Kottenx, of course, that has no fear. We saw Unlimited just trundling straight in there, no fear whatsoever. I'm gonna get a power fist into either AD carry or your mid laner's face, and there's not a lot to stop them. Honestly, there's nothing to slow them down.
Do what they want, but still a risky setup by Millennium, staying in the Dragon Pit. It's very easy for Copenhagen Wolves to find the right target because everyone is just grouped up, and they were the ones to start the fight as well. Jree was forced away instantly because he got hooked in and had to flash away. Not flash away, but was just forced away or out of the fight instantly, and Kerp will actually go for his death cap. Very first item. Only has the Doran's rings as the mana regen. So I want to see how it works in the longer fights. He might run out of mana.
Let's see how this fight works out. Kottenx is going to join him. There's Explosive Casket. Will force him away, and good flash there from YoungBuck. Dodges out. That's 3 times. He's had some great flashes every time Kottenx has come up.
Every single time he flashes back up, Kottenx joins in, force it, and then push down the the minion wave. Brokenshard, however, instead of paying attention to the top lane at the moment, he's going down towards the bottom lane. Soren's going to do the same thing.
It's going to be a 4v2 in the bottom lane. Creaton and Jree, they're already making tracks. Can Jree get the play straight on him? It's a good stun on towards Creaton. Not going to be able to get away with this one. He just gets pancaked by Brokenshard there. And now Jree, he gets locked up. It's going to be another double. Oh, good Zilean ulti. Not going to be enough, though. He's not going to get away. Yes, he is. It's the flash from Jree.
So Kerp joining in, saving the day here, at least for Jree. Still lost. Creaton will lose the bot tower, from his top lane. Both Kevin and Kottenx pushing in, and YoungBuck is actually dead.
Yeah, while that all happened, YoungBuck, of course, was taken out in the top lane from the pairing of Kottenx and Kevin, and they were pushing, so that's a tower apiece for both Millennium and the Wolves.
So both junglers picking different lanes, but both of them actually picking up kills, getting towers for the team as well. Brokenshard, however, looking very good on this Jarvan. So we're just going to see actually the kill again. YoungBuck, he stayed even though his flash was gone. Now they get the kick and ulti from Kevin. It's such a good setup. It makes Yasuo so hard to deal with in these 1-on-1s or 2v1s because once he comes in,
Soren caught out again. There's another Kevin ultimate. Now Brokenshard's going to get locked in. Oh, great hook comes out from Jree. Brokenshard tries to run, but it will be a double for Creaton.
And down this bottom lane here, Kerp pushing in. He will be able to get the tower. Rest of Millennium can push up mid lane and force Woolite now to choose. Do I want to try and defend this bottom lane or the mid lane here? Good setup by Millennium and getting two very important kills for him.
It's going to be Creaton, Kerp is going to push this bottom lane down. It's going to have to take it with the next wave, but it will go down. Jree joins him, and that will be the third outer turret of the game for Millennium. So, on towards the inners. Let's see if they continue pushing. I don't think they will go much further than this. They don't have too much support. We do see Kevin. He's going to head towards the top and cover off and defend YoungBuck's push. And of course, Millennium will have to step away. Wolves are all reacting.
And notice here, Kevin, first item played during King. Normally we always see static shift first item just to get the wave clear, the upfront burst, some early crit damage, or crit as well. Gone for a blade, simply just to stay in his lane here, sustain himself one-on-one against YoungBuck and just farm. Get his second item, his third item now. And then he can really become strong in these team fights. Once you have the static shift, the Infinity Edge, and you have 100% crit rate, yeah, if you're an AD carry and you get locked down and Yasuo gets onto you, you die.
Trinity Force and Infinity Edge, of course, picked up by the two AD carries. Mid lane, we did see Kerp, he has completed that. Rabadon's Death Gap, Soren looks like he's probably going to head towards that as his second item. Potential Void stuff for Kerp coming out second. What is he going to go with? You said about the multitude of item builds that you can go with Zilean these days.
Could also be Haunting Guys just to get some more damage. Haunting Guys into Void Staff could definitely be an option. Just full magic penetration now. And just look to do as much damage as possible in this mid-game on Zilean. Still, his issue might be the mana. I want to see how he handle it in the team fights, because late game especially, you want to just spam your W just to get your ulti off cooldown, get your E off cooldown, and it costs a lot of mana.
Well, you talked about mid-game. This is the time to shine for Millennium, and of course it is another dragon fight that is potentially brewing. 15 seconds, Wolves being very cautious that they don't walk straight headlong in towards this bush, which Millennium were waiting in.
Unlimited, constantly moving around this Blitzcrank, looking for someone to hook in. Jree can do the same thing, however. And everyone just waiting. Not a lot of wards around this dragon here. Just one pink ward from Millennium. And otherwise,
I think Unlimited was considering a blind hook in towards that bush there. Doesn't need it, doesn't go for it. We do see YoungBuck now, had gone back. He's going to go towards the top lane. He's got teleport available. Kevin making his way, actually stealing the red buff, while the rest of the Wolves do try and take this dragon. So he's going to come in with the red buff as well. There's the teleport. Kevin joins the fight here. Then come around the side. Unlimited hits that overdrive. The death sentence will not land. And now the teleport counter. YoungBuck comes in. They try and turn it around. Ghost hit by Soren. He doesn't get the gold card, though, in time. And now we see Kottenx coming deep on and towards Unlimited. Explosive cast being used by YoungBuck. Forces Millennium away.
It's Woolite.
Follows straight in. Gets straight on towards him. It's a great ultimate for Kevin. He just obliterates the Wolves there. And they were not expecting so much damage. Your Brokenshard sacrifices himself to try and prevent the death of his mid lane. But it was a 4-for-1 turnaround fight for Millennium this time.
Such a good setup by Jree here. He landed hook onto Woolite, went into the middle of the Copenhagen Wolves team, knocked them up here. Kevin joined him. We're just gonna see it again here. Wait for Jree to land hook. Unlimited, he wants to flash hook. Doesn't work for him. The first kick from Kottenx, Kevin doesn't really follow up. And it's all about Jree now. On to Woolite. jumps in, gets the play, gets the knockback, and Kevin jumps in, hits multiple members from Copenhagen Wolves. Everyone drops low. The bomb from Kerp as well, hitting 5 members here. Everyone just drops so low. And Scumbag Jree didn't even, Scumbag Kerp didn't even want to ult his support.
Just lets him know, yeah, he had that ultimate. Actually, he did use it. He used it on
Kevin, but
Kevin, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess when the Yasuo goes into 5 members, you kind of expect him to be focused, but
all about the support. Save the support.
It was Jree that started everything else, and of course, as an ex-support player, you would say that. I do say ex-support, you try and think yourself a mid laner these days.
It's not going really well.
No, it's not. No surprises there. Nonetheless, blue buff being picked up by Soren. And Millennium now with the kill advantage and the gold advantage. That was the second dragon of the game for them. Let's see what they can do here. We did talk about Millennium being strong in this mid lane. Of course, the Wolves will get a little bit of a power spike as the lane game goes on. The question is, can they hang on long enough?
So losing a dragon fight definitely wasn't something Copenhagen wanted to do. They didn't even actually have to stay and actually team fight. They disengaged first, forced the TP from Kevin, could have just moved away from the dragon, but yet they were actually the one who speeded up towards Millennium. Unlimited tried to flash hook onto something. They really want to team fight, even though Millennium are so strong now in this midpoint.
And YoungBuck, if you remember, used the explosive cast very much at the start. Oh, Woolite caught out this time around. Kevin just hunked him down straight on towards him. Unlimited almost caught out Soren in the jungle. He's going to ignite. It doesn't matter. Oh, Kerp does get it with the bomb, actually. I think the ignite may well finish the job. Unlimited now in trouble. Jree comes in. The flay goes on towards him. Creaton puts the rocket in the wrong direction. Finally does find himself the kill. And that is another chunk of deaths for the Wolves. This time it's another 3, and Millennium continue their bloodthirsty madness. And those 2 members, Creaton once again having a fantastic game on Corki.
And Millennium are just so strong in this mid game here, finding the kills, getting the towers. Everything started from the last dragon. Copenhagen Wolves, they wanted to team fight, they went in, they got destroyed, and now they're just losing more towers. Oh, Brokenshard going in, denied.
Played straight away by Jree. The Wolves are actually looking to pursue here. Are we going to see a belly slam?
There's no ult on Soren, so he can't really join.
No, I don't think. I think they need to stop the pursuit here. I think Millennium are actually happy to try and take this fight. YoungBuck trying to force them away. The Wolves are not backing away from this one.
Let's see here if the one Unlimited actually moving around. See if he can sneak in a hook. Millennium running as a team, however, they're fully aware of Copenhagen was actually chasing them. They might just look for the next fight. Ulti is ready for Kevin and Kottenx.
Yeah, they're just forcing them away. They want, I think, take the middle turret. That's what they're trying to bully them away from. They could take the middle and the top. Top turret almost certainly. YoungBuck's going to have to tank this one down. It will get dropped. Woolite will take that. Mid turret is going to get defended, though. Millennium coming around in force. They know that it's a 5-on-3. They're chasing them down that mid lane. I don't think they've got enough to catch on towards them. Kottenx is not quite quick enough. And the Wolves, good tactical play. Get themselves a turret out of that.
Yeah, so made sure Millennium couldn't recall and just return back to the lane, so just kept forcing him to run away, and therefore take the top tower. Didn't actually get a mid tower, even though the minion wave was pushing down. Millennium managed to get around and defend it at least.
Morale picked up by Kerp, the second item, so getting some of all that bleed damage on towards him. Zonya's Hourglass picked up by Soren. We'll see whether he can do some of his famous Zilean play, Twisted Fate play, jumping in towards the team and popping in.
Zilean can do the same thing, to be fair.
Well, technically,
Flash in and just ult yourself.
Full troll. Didn't work out so well last week if you would have kept a keen eye on Twisted Fate players. We'll see whether it works out for Soren.
Well, let's see here. Unlimited waiting in there. Lovely corner when you're playing Blitzcrank. Just waiting for a single support to move up and just hook him in, but the rest of Copenhagen Wolves weren't really ready, and they don't want Jree at this point.
No, it's 4 members in the mid lane. Kevin split pushing in that top. Remember, of course, split pushing is very fast on a Yasuo. He's got that static shiv, got that bloodthirster in there. He's going to be chunking down those towers if left free in that top lane, and that's what Millennium are trying to force here. They know that YoungBuck's going to have to go up and deal with him, and I think they fancy the 4v4.
Question is if Millennium want to try and go for a dive, because you have Zilean ult. So Kottenx can go in first, or Jree can go in, give him the ult, and he can just tank up the tower. But they do need to blow up a target from Copenhagen Wolves instantly, so it would require Kevin to move down from this bottom or from the top lane. Because the issue with a Yasuo with teleport is you need to be there when the fight starts. Because you need to be there for the first knockups, use your ult. So if you TP in while the fight is already starting or already going on, you might not get a chance to use your ult, like we saw in the very first team fight of the game.
Oh yeah, let's not discredit Copenhagen Wolves here. That was the perfect fight for Kevin in that last fight.
Oh yeah, last one.
Landing that ultimate. That's the perfect wombo combo that you're looking for as a Yasuo player. You're so happy when somebody lands that. So Wraith being stolen away by Kevin. And obviously everything is slowly being clawed from Millennium here, building that gold gap over Copenhagen Wolves.
And even better in the last fight, because they got so many members knocked up, the bomb from Kerp just hit everyone.
Yeah.
Like double bomb, instant death cap Zilean.
It's the best team fight they could have hoped for.
Exactly.
Absolutely the best situation. Worked out well for them. We'll see how this pressure is manifested. Dragon will be spawning right about now. Millennium are going to be all over that one. And actually, well, the Wolves are not going to react to this one. They don't really have any positional advantage on this one. So it's an easy Dragon for Millennium.
Pretty smart by the Wolves at least to not try and fight for this one. Saw it last time.
Oh, Soren out of position.
Oh, ghosting away. Looking at Kottenx trying to come around. Too far away.
Yep, Soren.
At the bomb and speed up as well.
Caught kick on him, didn't go for it. Very dangerous play. Soren with that summoner spell burn. Millennium happy to go back and spend some of that well-earned gold. Of course, they've just took themselves down that Dragon, so we'll see a couple of items popping in. Another BF sword for Kevin along with that giant belt, so he's got a hell of a lot of damage and health now to boot. Speaking of boots, it's Kerp got himself the Sorcerer's Boots. Infinity Edge picked up by Creaton along with that Trinity Force. Static Shiv was of course picked up by Woolite as well. Blitzcrank now for YoungBuck. And this is an interesting one. This is where really it's going to be one of the key, I feel, YoungBuck. You know, he's had issues, it's safe to say. Don't think they're going to take the Baron here. It's going to have issues on ability-powered champions in the past. Those explosive casts are going to be vital in these team fights.
Everything for Copenhagen Wolves in these team fights is going to be very, very important because Millennium are ahead at the moment, because they have so much AoE damage. If Copenhagen Wolves miss position and stay together as a group, it's just perfect for Millennium to kill multiple members very, very fast. But yeah, with YoungBuck, he's the guy who can either start the fight with Unlimited, or he's the guy who can disengage it. Otherwise, you have your safe engage in Brokenshard going in on Jarvan. But because there's a lot of mobility on the side of Millennium with Lantern from Jree, in case someone like Kerp gets caught out of position, if he doesn't manage to speed up first, then it can be hard for Brokenshard to actually pick a target. Creaton, of course, can jump out. Kottenx can jump out. Kevin, if there's a minion nearby, would be able to do the same thing. Otherwise, you do have the Lantern and the speed up. So it can be hard for Brokenshard to actually start a fight, and therefore it's going to be a lot about YoungBuck, how he uses his ulti.
Tricky game Brady carries here, dodging all these hooks. Of course, we've seen Woolite hooked a few times. You haven't seen Unlimited Millennium too many so far on Blitzcrank, but he only needs to land that one key one. Bottom lane, you can see in the lower corner of your screen between YoungBuck and Kevin continuing to fight back and forward over that tower. Millennium are rotating around trying to gain advantage over the blue buff, which I believe has spawned. So we'll see whether they manage to steal that one away. Millennium, though, not able to put too much pressure. There's good wave clear from the Wolves, but now it seems that Kevin is getting a little bit of free time. There's the blue buff being taken away. Whether this one's going to smited out, I think Kottenx. No, it's going to be given across to Creaton. As Millennium rotate around, they're going to take this bottom turret. There's no one really stopping it other than YoungBuck.
There's no minions either, so they're actually just tanking the tower to get some damage and now forced to back away. Look, the minions are coming all the way down here on the bottom side of the map. So Millennium have a hard time actually pushing because the wave clear from a Gragas from it with the bait. Oh, who Kevin?
Kevin gets caught out. It's going to be dropped down, but again the Zilean bomb was a point there. YoungBuck gets hooked in. Soren goes down, and Millennium turn on the power as they push it towards it. The bombs are going off left and right. Woolite gets taken down. He's dropped. The bomb will be enough, and there's going to be a double, a triple picked up for Creaton once again. His stats just continue to tumble as he destroys the Copenhagen Wolves with an easy ace and 2 towers.
And who cares about the late game if you can finish the game before you can even get towards it? Millennium are so strong in this mid game. They keep getting the team fights and they keep winning them.
Incredible, incredible stuff. I talked about Creaton early on. 27-28 were his stats on Corki in 3 games played. 4 games is looking to just grow even more. What a hook.
Hook onto Kevin. It's actually just a bait. Oh, there's a Gragas. He was just a baby. Back in the team fight. Ulti was used by Kerp. And everyone from Copenhagen was able to kind of pile onto him. So now all the AoE damage from Corki, from Zilean, just hits everyone. And there's nothing the Wolves can do. They need more time. Especially Woolite needs more time on this Tristana before he can actually deal with Millennium.
Wow, so 16-7. Bit of a contrast to the previous game, that's for sure, in terms of kills. We knew it was going to be a bit of a bloodthirsty affair between these teams when we saw the pick and bans. Nobody was looking to play passively. Unlimited could get a hook on Jree. Jree in trouble here. Has got flash. He's going to have to use it to get out. He's going to hook himself onto the Baron, and he's home free. Baron started off now. Millennium on towards it. Brokenshard. Can he be the man of the moment? He's going to have to jump in, but instead he gets knocked away. Not getting close enough in time, and now they're all in trouble. Kevin jumps on towards him. Gets himself down 1. Gets himself down 2. Creaton picks up that kill. Soren, you've got a gold card, but there's 3 on your tail. Instead he has to flash away, and the Wolves evacuate once again as Millennium get themselves 2 in a Baron.
And damn, Kottenx, he's very, very fast on Lucian. He was the guy who jumped out, kicked Brokenshard away, jumped back into the Baron pit, smited it, got it for Millennium, and made sure Brokenshard couldn't even get into the Baron pit and try and steal it. And then Kevin just jumps in onto Woolite, crits him in the face, he's forced to jump away, picks up a kill. So Baron, 2 kills, and now pushing up towards this mid lane.
So, Yasuo top lane. Seems to be a big deal, that's for sure. Working out well. Is it a counter that they found against a Gragas, or is it simply just a well-played team fight with that comp? That's going to be the inhibitor going down. There is a very dead Woolite. Didn't even have a chance. Hook on YoungBuck. He comes in. He's in trouble. He goes down. It's another kill for Creaton as they chase on towards Unlimited. They could finish the game right now as we see some wild cameras. Millennium will catch on. That's the inhib going down. The hook will not land on Soren. And what's he going to do? He gets caught out. Has to use the Zhonya's instantly. Brokenshard punked it in towards the team. Soren gets focused on. He goes down. It's Kerp that picks himself up. It's another picked up for Creaton as well. Unlimited just playing possum on his fountain. Can't do anything as Kevin keeps him at bay. The Nexus will go down and Millennium destroy the Copenhagen Wolves in a 30-minute matchup.
Really well played by Millennium. They knew that the mid-game come and they just forced the fights here. Copenhagen Wolves, however, they've done it in the past, did in this game as well, where you pick these fights early on, even though you're actually in a disadvantage. Simply meant Millennium won the second dragon fight, got very far ahead, and used it to just snowball the rest of the game.
So, Corki stats for Creaton. He's now 37-3-35.
Well, who needs Lucian anyway?
That's not a bad turnaround when Lucian gets banned out. You know what? I'll just fall back onto Corki. Pretty good on him.
It works really well because they are so aggressive in this early mid-game where Corki is very strong. And we see them, they love to just find the fights. And once they do, Corki fits in perfect because he's so good. Trinity Force and Vintage pretty much every single time for Creaton. So once he hits both items, he will melt you. Especially because if you look at the lineup from Copenhagen Wolves, didn't have anyone who could actually tank the damage from Creaton because it was way too early in the game. Gragas went Rod of Ages into a Lich Bane. No tanky items yet. Brokenshard actually picked up a Brutalizer, I believe. Yeah, picked up a Brutalizer on Jarvan, and then he built towards tank. No armor, however, so Creaton just melted everyone.
Once you get on towards him,